Hi everybody, it's Karen here from tuppenscolour.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I'm sharing with you how I store my Stampin' Sponges and my sponge daubers. Now I used to store them like this. Does this look familiar to anybody? And it was all a bit of a terrible mess. I could never find the exact sponge I was looking for. The darker ones would contaminate the lighter ones, so then I'd have to go and wash them. These are clean, they're just stained. And with the daubers it was just all like a complete nightmare, and I tried different ways of storing the daubers, but whatever I did, they all kind of ran around, and it was not fun at all. And then one of my sister demonstrators in the group that I belong to, we all have the same upline, well, the Pootlers, she found this, and she found it in a shop called Home Bargains, and these exactly fit. I get one of the sponge daubers. These exactly fit one of our sponge daubers, and the key thing about these is that they've got that curve at the top, because there are other kinds out there that don't have the curve, and the dome, and they are just a little bit too small for the sponge daubers. These fit exactly. So I thought, great, I'll go out and get some of those, but I couldn't originally find any. But what I did find at the pound shop was one of these. Now it's called a 7-day medicine chest, and it was, as you could guess, £1. So I kind of cleared the shelves of them. I bought loads of them, brought them home, cleaned them up, and that is how they hold my daubers and my sponges. Now you can leave your medicine chest like this if you want to. These letters are not hurting anybody. They're not going to bother you. But I wanted to get them off, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist in some ways, and I also wanted to be able to see from the top straight away what colour I had in there without the printing getting in the way. So I'm going to show you what I did. First of all, I am going to cover my work surface. Second of all, I'm going to put on gloves, because when I did this, first of all, I did not put on gloves, and I wound up with blue hands. So and also I am dealing with quite a harsh chemical, and certainly if you've got delicate skin, sensitive skin, then you would definitely want to wear gloves anyway. So what I've got here is some nail varnish remover. This actually says it's pure acetone. You could probably do it with the cheapy stuff you get from the supermarket. Don't use the really expensive top end stuff with all the the oils and all of the rest of it. And I'm just putting up a good dollop onto a piece of cotton wool here. Goes without saying, work in a well ventilated area, because this is a bit smelly. And all I'm doing is just gently rubbing. I'm just rubbing away, and just like that, as easy as that, the printing has gone. So I'm going to fast forward and carry on and do the rest of these. Now there was very little effort involved in that, but as you can see from the tips of my gloves, the ink does come off. It's very easy to do. It's just wipe, and there you go. So I've got that one ready to put some of my sponge daubers in now. Now I do like to keep my, so this is one of the medicine chests that I'm using at the moment, and I like to keep my my colours in colour collections. I've got this is subtles, so I'm keeping my subtles together. I've got my regals together, neutrals, and so on. And I want to prepare a pool party sponge, so I'm going to do that now. And I've got a scrap of pool party and that's going to be my handle on my sponge. So this is the 1 3/8 circle punch, and I'm just going to chop that in half and fold it over, and I've got a pen here and I am going to write pool party. Now if you've still got the extra large oval punch, that works great with the Stampin' Sponges. That really works, but you just want something that's big enough to you know, to grab a hold of. So that's going to be my holder. Now I'm going to bring in one of my stamping sponges and I'm going to show you how I prepare this. Now that is, you can use the whole thing at one time, of course you can, but that does seem like a terrible waste. So first of all I'm going to cut it in half. Now the Stampin' sponges are pretty big. You can either cut it in half again and then you'll get 4, but actually I find that when I cut it into quarters, because these are so big, it's actually a bit too big for me. So I'm just going to cut, I'm going to cut it into, eventually I'm going to cut it into 6, but just for now I only need 1 for today, so I've just cut that wedge off, and I shall put this away to be used at another day. Here is my prepared piece of card, and I am just going to put it onto my sponge. Got my stapler, and that will be a little handle. Now I can either hold it in my hand like that, or I can use a binder clip or a clothes peg or something like that to hold it. I find I've got most control if I actually hold it in my hand, so that is what I'm going to do. So that's the Stampin' Sponge ready, so just pop that in there. Now I also want to do a sponge dauber for it. So I've got my Pool Party ink, and I've got a nice clean dauber, and I've got a sheet of round labels here. I'm just going to pick up some colour, and I'm going to put it on the label. And now this is going to be my Pool Party dauber, so I can actually write Pool Party on that, and I can put that onto the side of my sponge dauber, and then that can live in there just like that. And I'm ready now to use my Pool Party. So there is, folks, that is how I keep my Stampin' Sponges and my finger daubers under control, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if so, I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, or subscribe to my channel. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope that I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.